hated it and continued to keep eating it. I kept eating off of it. And now that I am food poisoned from all of the fruit that I kept eating that was offered to me by Satan, it appears to others that I'm going to continue to eat the fruit, but I'm learning to not. I'm learning that I have to detox from all the fruit that I ate that was offered to me by the mental contract that I bound myself to with Satan to receive attention on this app in the form of growing my platform. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take, but I'm okay with trusting the process that God told me when I created you in your mother's womb by the fruits of your father's loins, that you're going to be what I need you and want you to be because I created you. I gave you life. I turned you from a sperm and an egg to a human being. I made you the little girl, the young lady, and the young woman that you are. Now, either we're going to continue to choose wrong over right, because remember, God did also give me free will to be whomever I want to be. But I learned, and giving you all my truth on this side of social media, that when I do the tango with being able to control my free will, I suffer human consequences. Luckily, by the grace of God, my children don't fall under my consequences. But I no longer want to continue to move forward. Hey, Blue. I no longer want to continue to move forward, risking future consequences of tangoing or eating of the forbidden fruit of knowing that I know right from wrong and choosing to do wrong and steady constantly running back to God to ask him to forgive me and fix the shit that I got myself in. I don't find it fit anymore. So I do appreciate everybody for coming into and or through the live. Again, I proposed some topics today. You have entered into Poozieville. I have on my Saturday shirt. I don't think I have any plans for today. I don't have a Cash App go, but if for any reason you would like to donate, whether it be $1 or more to my Cash App, it is in the bio. But I said that I wouldn't too much post it unless asked, but it is Business Bay, 2 capital B's. That's BIZNESSBAE and the number 2, just 2, not the hashtag or the pound sign. Business Bay Sue. All proceeds given and donated to the Cash App does help with things that me and my children need to continue to establish our home. We did receive some things. We moved a lot of things here, but some things we lost and don't even know how. I do have an Amazon wish list in my bio. I only had 3 items that I feel like I need the help with to the best of my knowledge. One of them has been purchased. Thank you to the person who purchased the crock pot. I did lose 2 crock pots, and instead of asking for 2, I did ask for help for 1. And I appreciate those who click the link, take the time to see the 3 items, and anybody who makes a purchase. Again, I appreciate it. The list has also been opened up for anybody who may want to donate, and I have as followed gifts for myself. I have a 16-year-old female, I have a 13-year-old female, and I have a 13-year-old male. So if there's anything that you all would like to contribute to myself and or my children, you are more than welcome to, and it's always appreciated. Shout out to y'all for helping me complete that flash goal that TikTok offered. And I also have a gift goal of 100 GGs and our gangs, which are equivalent to 1 diamond. And if you know, you know. 100 gangs is still only going to equivalent to about 36 cents. So again, I have brought myself back to my platform to give what I know I can give. Numbers have never been a big thing for me. Every now and again, I'm quite sure there may be some forms of dramatics, but I'm learning to engage in what involves me, keep my opinion somewhat to myself, and choose my battles. Thank you for joining and I stand on the team. I'm learning to choose my battles wisely. Now, let's get into a little bit of Poozieville. All right, so last night I was doing some things because I am head over heels in love with the AI generated things, and I thought that this was so cute. It's cutie patootie. She's a princess. So again, welcome to Poozieville. I am your host, the Pooster to the Wooster, but I let you all call me Poozie Woozie. And before my phone dies and I have to unhook this mic and get back on the charger, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about what I've went through within the past 48 hours. Why am I laggy? Am I laggy to y'all? Because I'm laggy to me. Am I laggy? I'm glad you did, and the family have a place to stay. Thank you as well, Mindset. I appreciate that. Thank you, Blue Heart, for the gangs. Appreciate that as well. Looks like we have a total of 14 out of 100. Again, all gifts are highly appreciated. I have some things to do later on. So seeing that there was another content creator who went through some of the similar things that I had been going through, and we were going through them at the same time, I really chose not to take the route of what that person did to me out on them. I didn't want to reverse it. It took a lot of strength, but I knew that personally, God would not have been pleased. Let's go halfway through the gift goal. I knew personally that if I responded in the way that I wanted to, which was me taking the forbidden fruit, that I would face consequences again. And because I've worked so hard at keeping my faith to get me to where I am now today, being able to live stream to you all from my home, on my Wi-Fi, from my device, and my media station, I didn't feel like it was worth the risk. I just didn't feel that way. Thank you for joining and are staying on the team, and shout out to y'all for completing the gift goal. That is all I'm asking for today. Anything else is a bonus. Okay? Thank y'all so much. So I knew that if I had responded the way that the majority of the people who don't mind gifting me bigger gifts for entertainment, that I would have to wage. I would have to wage myself. And I'm a firm believer that the wages of sin is unaliving. And I know that one day eventually I'm going to have to go, but I don't want to go at the rate of it being paid for by me committing sins in the form of understanding what the 7 distasteful sins are to whom I choose to call God. There are 7 of them. Now, I don't have time right now to go over all 7 of them, but I probably will touch that later on during the week. But I know one of them is gluttonous. And I didn't want to overindulge in receiving gifts that turn into finances for being a diabolical person in rebuttal to the way that another human treated me. And I'm going to refer to this person as another human because I feel like somewhere along the lines of still remaining here on this app, if that's where they choose to stay, that they shouldn't have to continue to indulge in being ridiculed for my personal opinion. All right, y'all. We got a caller on line 1. I don't know if this person are coming in a box, but they probably kind of gotta know because the request button is at the bottom. Welcome into all my mod squads. Good morning. POEYKYK. Welcome to Poozieville. How may I help you?
How may I help you? You doing all right? You glowing this morning?
I can't hear you. Say it again.
I say good morning to you too, and how you doing?
All is well. Alexa, pause the music, please. I'm gonna switch mics real quick and put on my headphones. Give me a moment. You can talk if you need to, but I can't hear you for now. Hold on.
Thanks for letting me know.
All right, mic check. Okay, I can hear you now.
I say good morning.
Good morning. What brings you to the platform this morning?
I know it's a positive vibe going on.
Most definitely.
I know it's a positive vibe going on.
Oh, wait a minute. I know who this is.
Huh?
I recognize your voice.
Of course, I'm on my best behavior. How you feeling?
I am fantabulous.
Where truth has no power. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
Well, that's in reference to what I was talking about as far as my situation that has happened over the past couple weeks. I didn't catch it. That's why I said let me put my headphones in because I need to be able to hear who I'm
Right.
communicating with and who I chose to allow to come up on the platform.
Right.
So, here in Poozieville, I have been ridiculed for giving my truth, but mixing my truth with some lies at times. Anything that I have shared about my personal situation has pretty much been the truth for the most part. Um, I fabricated some things over the past 90 days of having a home. Hey, my bestie, having a home given to me. Now, I did fabricate some of what was going on with it, but I didn't explain to people that I was in a shelter, a up and coming shelter in the beginning. And one thing about me, I don't know how to stick to a lie. All right, y'all, we have a caller online too. Let's welcome Trip to the platform.
That's interesting. I was actually thinking about that the other night. The thing about that is like it's so like split that it's hard to really decipher like what the outcome is gonna be, because I mean when you're thinking about it like as two sides, you can't really pick a side on that. Okay, yeah, you can't really pick a side on that type of thing. You know what I mean?
I don't have the slightest idea what you're talking about.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
So that's
What the fuck are you talking about, my boy?
Hold on, Q, calm down.
Cause he coming up here fucking up my vibe, and I ain't with that with the shenanigans. Now, what are you talking about?
I'm just talking about.
Are you talking about anything in reference to what you see right there? Where truth has no power.
Yeah, truth has no power.
Okay, did you read? Huh?
Okay. So you're responding to the where truth has no power.
Yes.
Okay.
The thing about truth is like there's no one in certain truth.
Hold on, Q.
Hold on, Q.
One second, Trip. She was talking one second. She was finna tell me something. So you give me one second. Hold that thought. Hold that thought for 1 second.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
No problem. No, you good. Hold that thought for 1 second. Who's it? What you said?
Right. He has totally taken me off track. Q, can you help me go back to what we were talking about?
No, you good. You good. You was right there where you say you have been ridiculed and situation.
Oh, right. So my truth ended up having no power because I fabricated my truth with some lies.
Right. Guys, sorry. I just want to like interrupt real quick. I have a truth that I would.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Thank you for acknowledging that you wanted to interrupt, but that's not how this platform works.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You don't give yourself permission to interrupt.
I give myself permission.
Okay, and I give you. I got it. I give you permission to go back down where you came from. All right, Q. Go ahead.
Goddamn, but yeah, but found you talking about that. Yeah, but he wasn't gonna never get to that. He was on the whole nother. He was going down the wrong way down the one way. So ain't
he was definitely on some. He thought he was going to take over my platform, but baby, it is 2025, not 1905.
And peeped all that crazy. But You were ridiculed and what?
And it
Found that
appears
man went
to.
finna, one more time.
Mhm.
Found that man went finna sit now, Bean. That man went finna sit now, Quinion. I promise you that. I promise you that. That man went finna sit shit, like that man when he
Respectfully,
look
the fact that he agreed to giving himself permission to
that
interrupt my
part.
platform, all money
That
ain't
part.
good money, and
I,
that gives me Boyka vibes.
all money ain't good money. It was some issue coming with that paper, so right.
Right. I felt
I
like there
mean,
was a noose attached to
oh,
that.
yeah, totally wrong. I'm trying to tell you, totally wrong. But you won't tell me, but you let them talking for what? I'm
No,
not trying to.
I did want to hear what he had to say, but I
I
had
did
already
too.
knew what type of energy he was on when he thought that it was okay to cut off the host and interrupt her while she was having a conversation with her panelists.
Off top, he came in like that, gave him the benefit of the doubt, and you came back and did it again.
Right.
I know,
So, I
we
mean,
wanted to hear too.
he probably did have some validity to his statement about where truth has no power, but being that this is a talk show radio host vibe, it's very rude to come off the mic
Yeah,
and think that you're going to take over my show.
yeah, that's who you think it
Good
is. Somebody,
morning,
what the problem,
TJ.
baby? What the problem? Come up with that group of stuff now. Everything's smooth. You ain't got to come here. Is that who had that? Yes, it is. Yes, ma'am. Good
Don't
morning.
talk
How you
to
doing?
now. Another thing in Poozieville, we will not talk to my moderators in any shape, form, or fashion because they do have all their lights turned on, and they will help continue to keep the positive vibe that you yourself
That's all. That's
requested
all
to
we
come
came
up
with.
on and engage in.
That's what we came.
And engage in
That's what we came.
tone through text. You don't, to me, on my platform, you don't get the right to say that somebody is coming at you some type of way.
I didn't say that. I didn't say she was coming at me no type of way. I just say yes. Yes, it is who you think it is. Yeah, that's all I said.
Okay. All right, TJ, I recognize that you weren't trying to come up. Thank you for letting yourself down. So we will not attack the moderators or make the moderators feel like they're being in any form of being attacked. That's just the FYI and a heads up to my platform. Again, my moderators have full access and control to make decisions. And I do still have some moderators that people think are no longer my moderators, but they are still here and they do have their badges as well, just in case they decide to return to the platform. But go ahead, Q. What is your take on where truth has no power?
Yeah, I was trying to get around to the point where what made you put it up there. You was telling me about situation where you were ridiculed and you was mentioning it to me before we was interrupted, but I was trying to listen.
Okay, so do you have any experiences where your truth has had no power?
Truth has no power. Truth is a total curse. In all instances, even people that who don't mind receiving the truth or telling the truth, right? They will
Now
be
the
able to
word
feel it.
says that the truth will set you free, but continue.
The truth will have you. The truth will have you locked away forever and ever.
Depending on whom
You
you're
be
telling
careful.
your truth to.
That's what I was finna say. You got to be careful with who you're being truthful to. You got to be
Good
careful who you're
morning,
being truthful to.
Jenny.
You got to be careful because if you relay the truth to the wrong person, it can end up vital, right? And by ending up vital, well, no, I'm not. Before I go there, by you telling the truth, calling yourself doing the right thing, letting it be known or whatever, just speaking the truth can be a total curse, you know.
Only if okay, as an example, if I give my truth to somebody who is obtaining a demonic spirit, then they're going to take my truth from what I've learned on social media. They're going to take my truth, spin a narrative, and then people will form judgment off of what that person is distributing about my truth. But the reason why I feel like my truth has power is because every time I have told the truth and my truth has been spun with a narrative to make me look negative, I have received supernatural blessings. And that's
Okay.
why I feel like in Poozieville, my social media community has the truth has no power is because I am facing opening myself up to people all over the world who can't validate my truth unless they are present when things are happening to me in a truthful manner. So
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's what I
go
was trying
ahead.
to tell you. That's what I was trying to tell you. Truth has to be earned. It has to be deserved. You have to deserve and earn
Thank you, Kokoma.
my truth, right? You're not, because for one is what? Social media. And social media consists of what? Entertainment. You will not be entertained off the actual factuals and the everyday goings on in my life on social media. So you can do what? Like you say, spin a narrative, paint a picture, dress it up, make it look real pretty, you know, and serve it to the delusional minds. The delusional minds, let them play with it and put it in their head, make their own. So therefore, when you come to social media, people have to know and have to be able to distinguish and have to be able to separate truth to the world, because social media is what? The world. Everything you put on social media is what? Recorded. Is what? Infinity. It never goes away. Screen recording, post, dish, that, third, anything consists of social media is forever. So please, and you go to other social media sites and you get into your feelings and you may have some things going on that you want to relate to certain people that may come to your platform and you think that they're your people or they may be your real people. You have to also think that you have people in the bushes down in the cheap seats. You have people on the panel. You have certain people that's in screen record, because any room I step in, they're going to screen record. They're going to record. I am like a
Well,
social
Q,
media.
that is because you have given your truthful self to a lot of us that we can't determine whether or not that was your truthful self or your character, and some things that you have done on this app with other people's platform versus doing it on your own platform makes people have no choice but to screen record for future purposes. Now, real
They screen.
quickly, let me acknowledge to my platform that my fan club has completed the first stage of the first of the I'm sorry, let me say it correctly. Your fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest. Shout out to you all. Club cheers have been unlocked for you all to send fan gifts and celebrate. Thank you all for completing the gift goals. Go ahead, Q. You
When
may
y'all tap the
continue.
screen, ain't no hearts going up. She's stuck on 3.6K.
But we
So
don't
y'all tap the
push
screen.
taps and likes over here. We just like to engage in the
You
conversation.
tap the screen though. You should. That's free. So tap the screen.
They
Joaquin,
don't
tap
have
the
to because
screen.
it's a radio show. I don't expect for them to have their hands free. I prefer for them to be able to engage with their ears and not necessarily their hands. But go
Both
ahead.
ways,
Thank you
multitasking.
for acknowledging that. The people who can tap, you are
Thank
more than
y'all for
welcome to
tapping.
tap. But taps are not a requirement over here in Poozieville. Because it's like driving and texting at the same time. So, because we're riding through Poozieville, we're scrolling through Poozieville. But if you have time to stop at a stop sign, red light, and or pull up to somebody's porch, you are more than welcome to use your fingers to tap. Go ahead, Q.
Tap that screen. And y'all, Pooza, you gotta understand that certain
You are more
things.
than welcome to tap for those people.
I'm busy right now in the office,
And I see how you're busy and you can't tap, but you're asking people to tap. And Fountain
so
of
I
Youth
asked
is
to
down there
tap.
cleaning. So respectfully, let's continue the conversation.
Right. Yeah, I was busy, so that's why I asked them to do it until my hands get free. Then I tap. But neither here nor there, right? People got to leave their feelings, emotions, heart. You got to learn to leave that shit, and if you can, some people just can't do that. They just find it hard to be able to not bring personal problems, personal this, personal that, into social media. Social media can be a cruel world. It can be.
Would
It
that
can
make
be.
them fake though, Q?
I never said nobody was fake.
Well, no, I'm saying if they put on an image of having no feelings for an application,
Hmm.
um, would that make them inhumane?
Of course not. Of course not, because you got to remember, all you're doing is on a social site, right? When you get off this site, when you get off your platform, when you log off and you turn around, get in the mirror and face reality, the real world, social media should not affect one step that you take in society.
Okay, so
And
I
to
have a question.
mm-hmm.
Let's say, as an example, that emotions begin to develop within you. All of a sudden, an emotion came, whether it's happiness, sadness, joy, sorrow, and you're in the box talking to me now. Do you feel that it's truthful to contain those emotions? Or do you feel like that's false? That's an
Do I
imitation?
think it's truthful to contain them emotion? Of course, because it's options. It wouldn't be a false. It wouldn't be a false. It wouldn't be a wrong to not reveal. It wouldn't. You won't be held accountable. You won't receive a strike or a red flag behind you concealing your emotions, because you don't develop emotions. We was born with emotions. It's in our DNA. Everybody have emotions. It's just people go about exposing and expressing their emotion in different ways. Some can contain it, some can't. Some can contain it, some can't. Some can stand strong. Some have tough skin, where they can endure disrespect, this is that and the third, when in any way, in any form or fashion that has emotion involved. Some people can handle it well, and some people can't. But one thing people have to learn and know: when you come to social media is a cruel place where people lay and prey on others people's situation, emotions, feelings, etc., etc. So you have to be careful. Like once again, like so you have to be careful. Like once again, like so you have to be careful. Like once again, like power and top shelf, top subject on somebody else's platform. You know,
Totally understood.
chit chatting about your situation as if of your story that fell behind your emotions. So it's not good to that fell behind your emotions. So it's not good to reveal. Again, you know what I'm saying? It can be good also. In my terms, me personally, it has put me on another level. It has put me on another level. You can take it as good or bad. You can look at it for good or worse. You can look at it for however you want to look at it. You can endure it, take it, reverse it, turn it around, dip it, remix it, and make it, and then turn it around and make it go platinum. That's a good thing. Everybody's not good with multitasking, communication, and emotions. People are not good with that. So that's
Now,
therefore, if you're not up to par, if you're not able to endure and accept the things that come behind you, revealing the truth, your truth,